What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 8, picking up from the Cleansing Chapel. So, before we head out this episode, there are a few things I wanted to cover. Those of you that are following along with the recommended build at this point, Astor's Great Sword is just a phenomenal choice, and it's going to hold us until we get the main weapon that we will be using for the build. However, with saying that, if you like this weapon, this will carry you the entirety of the game. It's one of those weapons, right? Now, we did decide to go with the Fire Infusion. This is important because this will, help you carve through Cathedral of the Deep and Fair Keep, as all the enemies in the next two zones are going to be pretty weak to fire. And even after that, it still holds up fine, but it does help out quite a bit here. Then aside from that, we are going to want to make sure you have a few embers at least. I always tell you guys, do not never sell these. Never, never, never. For one, you want as many as you can get late game. For two, we can't do certain events without being ember. Like this episode, almost immediately we have to do an invasion to get you a really dope sword and shield that does blood loss. Hell, even an armor set that does blood loss that you can't obtain without doing this invasion. So, really important stuff. Either way, guys, heading on up. See what we're rocking. So souls, stamina, fire damage. Do we have anything else that's going to help? I guess since we're not using anything else, we'll go with Great Swamp Rings. We're not using much Pyromancy, but it will boost our range damage. So as soon as you get here, we're going to use the Fire Orb to take him out. He's just waiting to fall on your head. Then we're going to go down this hallway to the right. Now, the other path is what we came in, so, that's why we skipped over that one. We did that last episode. Now, you may be able to get a backstab on her. Sometimes it's inconsistent. We're going to give it our best shot. Yeah, see, I don't know. We were pretty close. That's why I told y'all you want to use this weapon. At least knock her out of her bullshit. Look at that. Am I fat rolling? I wasn't fat rolling before. Oh, because of a ring? Because of a damn ring. I mean, we might not need it. It's nice to have on. Plus, I like having two different weapons so we don't get bored. Switching stuff up. Alright, so once we take her out, you're going to get your gem. That's pretty rare at this time. Deep. So if you're doing one of those types of builds, that's what I would go for. If you're doing like Pyromancy or something with Faith or Intelligence, it's pretty nice. So like I said, that's where we came through, so we don't have to worry about that. But if he's going to follow us like a schmuck, we'll take him out. Now, going into this next area, there are two giants on the floor. I mean giants, gigantics. One there, and then there's one on the other side you can't see. So when you go and you're trying to progress through this area, these guys are going to be swiping at you, mainly just this one. And there's also items. So you will hear a sound before he tries to swing at you. The first swing usually misses. He swings in the wrong area. It just depends, though. Yeah, because he's all the way over there. So what we want to do is just try to roll around and get all this in one shot. Now when you get here, you can wait on it. Oh, yeah, it's hard to read, man. It's so hard to read. But you can just kind of dodge through. You just gotta know that he's delayed, yes, but he's also a lot quicker than you might imagine. Now these guys up top are also shooting bolts. Don't worry about them. We're gonna get them very shortly. Now, instead of taking this top path, what we actually want to do first is go straight on down. At least this is the way I do it. And this is something I have wanted to show you guys for a while now, too. Undead Hunter Charm. So, if you hate mimics, wait till you can lock onto them. Put him to sleep. Put his ass to sleep. So, Undead Hunter Charms for us prevents our healing. For him, makes his ass take a nap. It just makes life so much easier, doesn't it? I'm not saying you have to use it, but it's definitely a pretty smart strategy. Now that will take you on down to the main areas we're about to do, but we're going to go back up and then take this right. That way we can knock it out top to bottom, as it just makes more sense to do so you don't miss any items. So you're going to see this ladder. So as far as up here, you have one of the guys that were shooting bolts at you, and then you have Dorothy. Now if you follow along the walkthrough, you know exactly who Dorothy is. This is Blood Loss Lady, and she is patrolling. Nope. Just swing the weapon, you fucker. Thank you. Why this fella cannot just swing the damn weapon is beyond me, but I hate when I accidentally go for a kick instead. Alright, so there's Mr. Pain in the Ass. If you guys want, you can just roll down here. Take your stairs. Honestly, it's probably quicker than going back to the ladder. Honestly, you know, maybe. Alright, so from here, there's going to be a few thralls kind of hanging off this ledge. This one refuses to come up until you were past the point, because he only wants to fight you if he can sneak attack you. That's it. Not exactly a tough guy, you know. Thank you. So on the far side over here, we're going to have a spell. And this asshole. Don't let him fall on your head. Seek Guidance will give you like more summon signs for help in multiplayer if you're trying to get help combing through the areas. And since I'm already used a few heals, what I'll do is I'll backtrack then go down. All we really needed was the spell. The drop doesn't do much damage, but we have some pretty tough fights ahead. And I'm trying to do this in one run if possible. So this is your Cathedral Knight. You'll usually do a buff. Yeah, and it gives you plenty of time to put one in on him. Now he does, yeah, he'll usually do combos where he has a few swings. Good chance for a backstab. You guys might remember earlier where I said you can kick out smaller enemy shields, and if it's a bigger enemy, you'll have to do it twice. So this is actually who I had in mind. So kick once, kick twice, critical. So there are ways to make these fights much easier, right? Depends on what you know about the game. No drops. He can drop all of his stuff. Every enemy, you know. You're talking about armor sets, weapons, helms, all types of cool stuff. Now this next fight we're about to do is really hard. This guy's using Curse. If Curse that bar fills up all the way, you're dead. It does not matter what your health is. And he's going to be clawing at you with pain in the ass. Very delayed jumps. Now if you can get a good square smack on his head, you'll stagger pretty easily. But it's hard to do because he just comes at you like a fucking madman. There it is. Some of these things I probably make look easy when they're really not. You gotta remember, I've spent a lot of time with the game. I do remember how challenging that was my first playthrough, you know. But it will come over time, I promise. Alright, so as we go out there, you got Aldrich's Ring. So if you do a critical attack, they give you some mana back. It's neat, you know, it's neat, but not game breaking. Now we're about to get into an invasion. We want to clear this side first. Now also remember too, these little statues you see, I think there's one over here, they're usually like in these little nooks, they will typically blow poison out at you. So we were not able to clear this in time. It's okay. I like the Frostbite Sword for this fight because he's using blood loss, so if we can use some of our own, it's going to proc huge, you know, health off of him. So this guy's armor and shield is covered in thorns, so just bumping into him is going to build up blood loss and do damage. But if you stay on him, he's really not that bad. So you can go in it with our weapon, it's no problem. I just, you know, I think it's easier to do that way for a newer player. Alright, so that gets you his weapon, and that will also get you his shield. Now, if you were not embered up, and you don't get this invasion, you're going to miss out on his armor set. His armor set comes when we find a hidden NPC at the end of the zone. And it's a really dope armor set. You know, don't want to miss out on it. So these guys, they're going to put poison on you. Take him. They're all kind of just hanging from the walls. Yeah, he got us tied up, so we got poisoned. It's okay. We'll rest before too much longer. We almost have 20,000 souls anyways. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is taking this guy out. So there's two giants. One's over there by that big-ass stage, and then you have this guy. So this guy is going to be easier, because he doesn't have any company. The other guy's got like fucking 12 other enemies with him, and it makes the fight really difficult. Now, fire is going to hold up nicely, because when you, the other fight with deal with all those like little oil blob guys, I guess you call them, blob, it'll like one-shot them. Remember, they bump into you, they're going to stun lock you where you can't swing your weapon, and then you just get killed. So all he could do is stomp and swipe. And sometimes if you position yourself right, neither will hit you. Like, you don't have to worry about dodging. You see that? It's kind of hard to do, but you'll get it. Because if he switches feet, yeah, yeah, rolled right into it. That's okay. Your health's looking alright. And you can obviously time the roll, but you're fat rolling while you're in here. Does not make life any easier. Alright, so with him down, you get your large titanite. You have a soul item. Where's our large? But yeah, there's a few pickups here. These guys are worth quite a bit too. Like between 4,000 and 5,000. I wasn't paying attention, but I know we were at like 15,000, 16,000 souls. Where's our large? Up there. Must roll right over. Now, similar to the Crucifixion Woods being like a zone all about mage builds, where you got spells, the mage NPC, that's going to sell you more spells, and you got like staffs and rings and outfits. This is more about faith. So you find faith weapons, incantations, faith NPCs. So it's the same thing. This is more of a faith zone. If you notice, most of the enemies are the deacons of the deep, where they're using pyromancy. So with that being said, going on out here is going to give you your first real choice for faith builds. It's a spear. If you don't like spears, you're probably not going to like it. But interestingly enough, it's the only weapon that scales with faith you can buff. Because usually any special weapon like that you can't buff. Now it scales in faith, but doesn't do fire. Doesn't do holy. You know, there's no holy in this game. Not in that sense. But as far as, elements that come on weapons, you got magic, fire, lightning, dark. Now this does none of that. It's just a spear. The special attacks thrust. It's pure physical. However, if you are mainly doing a faith build, as strength dex is 12-12, pretty close to start, you could just go pure faith and have a physical build, right? So the more faith you have, the more physical damage it will do. So usually, you play a game like Elden Ring, you level up faith, your weapon does more fire damage, right? Does more holy damage. So this is physical. And it is pretty cool, though, too, because of the fact if you are mainly doing faith and you want a solid melee weapon, it's nice to know that there are options out there where you can still get scaling. I find this to be important. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and clear the other end and go ahead and open up that passage. I also want to check our time. 12 minutes. We're doing pretty good. Now, this is your flambers, dude. It does give us another chance to get this weapon, hopefully. No. Damn, I want that weapon. It's a nice greatsword option, but also has blood loss, so you can't beat it. Did I get turned around? Yep. Definitely got turned around. It's okay. So it should be a really big cathedral night. Right about here. Oh, too strong. But as you see, he also has company, and that's the tricky part. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you do not want to fight him where you're fat rolling, obviously. He does a lot of damage. So if we could pull him over... Now, they're big, they have a lot of damage, but they don't have that much health. Like, you'd actually be surprised. Buddy, are you gonna fight? You are now. I ain't giving you a choice. Thank you. We got his armor. It's kind of weird, but it's there. We're gonna go ahead and pull this lever. So this is gonna move these platforms up top. It's more quest stuff that is yet to come. Where are you? There you are. Stop it. So glad these guys don't have blood loss in this game like they do with Elden Ring. It's like the same enemy design as those little gnomes you fight in the catacombs. When they get that whole combo off, like, you're just fucked. But this game you can kind of survive it a bit because it's just physical. Alright, so all the way down on the right hand side you're going to see a door. This is going to lead you back to the cleansing chapel. Now, while we're here, let's go grab some levels. Like I said before, I'm not the best, influence when it comes to that, because I'll let them pile up. And during that invasion, we got the shield and the weapon. I didn't talk about it. The shield and weapon's really dope. If it didn't have a weapon art, I'd use it. It does blood loss, so it has strike on it, where you can just kind of bash the enemy and build up blood loss. It's really cool, but it's small. Kind of, oh no, it's a medium shield. It's not bad. Fact of the matter is it just doesn't punch. I mean, it's a neat shield though. If you always remember to switch over to do your weapon art, it could be a solid option. I mean, it's wicked. It's very Dark Souls looking. That's to say the least. Um, and then this, the sword's cool. 30 blood loss buildup than regular damage for what a straight sword would be. So 111 plus 19 scaling DD goes with our build quality, right? But it's just so small. It's super short. I gotta have some reach. But yeah, I mean, there's solid choices just depending on your playstyle at the end of the day.
Welcome, house speaker.
Just because I don't like something don't mean you guys won't. These are opinions. These are just my opinions. They're not right. You know what I mean? But I wanna make sure I state that. Some of my opinions are probably shitty, but some are probably good. That's how things work. All right. So we're gonna jump back to the cleansing chapel. So like I said last episode, I want to do my best to wrap this up in one, but there's a lot happening here. So we're going to keep on trucking, see what we can come up with. We've actually done probably the first half of this place. We have the other giant. We go up on the stage, clear some guys, you got a boss, and then an optional area. And that's really it. We've actually done probably 60% of this place. But it takes time. There's a lot packed in here. Alright, as long as no one's following us, we're good. So when you go over here, reach the big stage in your second giant. For one, all the way on the left hand side is your other lever you're going to need. And by the way, if you followed the guide, you got the large Titanite trading with the Crow in episode 1. That large right there gives you enough to get your weapon to +4. So if you guys want to go grab it, you can. I meant to do it, but forgot. It's not a big deal. Larges will be pretty rare for a few episodes, then they'll start coming. Now, this is the main reason I suggested fire, because these guys get involved fighting this giant, and it's not fun. So with our damage and fire, we could one-shot them. Usually it might take 2-3 hits, depending, but what they do is they're going to bump into you, and then your hits are not going to go off when you're trying to strike the giant, and then you can get yourself caught and put down. So if you have the opening, just go and clean house, I would. And he helps a bit, but you guys remember how resilient they are to physical attacks, so he does damage them, but it's not like he's going to one-shot them, Yeah, this guy's going to put maggots on you. He usually falls off the stairs. In fact, let's retreat for a minute. Yeah, because that's going to fuck us. Alright. So we're going to get back into it, but yeah, I want to make sure our survival's where it needs to be, right? Always. He should be about dead. Oh no, he had a little bit more health than I thought. Like I said before, not particularly a hard fight. But his damage output's up there. So, Pale Tongue. That is not only a Covenant item to strengthen your bond with Covenants to get, the rings and spells you need for Platinum, but it's also a respec item. That's going to allow you to respec your character. Now, respecs are limited to 5 times a playthrough, and you got to find enough Pale Tongues to do so. I think you only find 3 in the game. But there are enemies you can farm from them. But, farming's farming. It can take forever to do it. I'll show you that enemy when it comes. It's unfair and keep. But, yeah, you're going to need your items. Then you got to find the NPC, too. She's quite hidden. Now, that is a decent-ass looking armor set that's super light, for a while. We might be able to put back on the leggings we like with that one. Because it's really light. It's 5 pounds. It's got a nice little cape on it. And then maybe we can put back on leggings I like. Yeah, we're only at 60. Why are we so light right now? It's just that much lighter. I wonder if we could still put on both weapons. Yeah, and have 5 pounds to play with. Oh, we did put 2 levels of vitality. I forgot we already did that. I'm like, I don't remember having this much weight. you know? But yeah, it's much lighter. So when you go up here, what I like to do is run for the boss first. We have a bonfire, then work the rest of this area. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ignore everybody and run straight back to the right. And yeah, typically I would do the boss last, but so you can spawn in Horus here, and I would recommend it. This fight's not hard; it's a gimmick fight. So what you gotta do is you're gonna be fighting Deacons of the Deep. So Deacons of the Deep are a bunch of guys in a room. Now, you can only harm one. I mean, you can kill him, but it's not going to hurt the boss's health. So you're going to see a red flame go from guy to guy. Whoever has a red flame gets hit. Every time you kill them, you'll do a portion of the boss's health bar. After the first phase, the fire will stay in one guy called the Archbishop, pretty much the leader. And they're all trying to protect him, but with the Archbishop, every time you hit him, it's going to move the boss's health bar. Instead of outright killing a guy to barely move the health, you'll just be wail on him until he's dead. So it's not hard. You're just trying to avoid a bunch of spells and make sure you got the right guy. So the red flames in him, we knock him out. We damage the boss's health, right? Now watch where that flame goes. And you can sit here and wail on the whole group because you think you're going to lower their numbers, but they just keep coming. They just keep coming and coming and coming. So that doesn't really do much for you. So I've actually never summoned for this fight, but being it is the walkthrough, he seems like he'd be a pretty decent distraction. Try to pull aggro off us like that. And there's also other strategies you can use, like the butcher knife. The special skill in the butcher knife gives you health back while you're attacking after you sharpen the blade. So with that, you could sit here and just wail on them. If they do damage to you, you'll get the health right back. So I mean, there's a lot you can do, guys. A lot you can do. So we're already at Archbishop. This work gets tricky. Now, I mean, it's a blessing that we can just wail on one guy and get a bunch of damage instead of having to kill him outright and barely move his health. But he's utterly surrounded, and they're really piling up on you at this point, Yep. Get a faster weapon here. Yeah, I hate that damn spell. Force. Oh, it's just telling you bad. Bye-bye. See ya. So, not bad. Annoying, not bad. Small doll is the item you're going to need to progress past the Fair and Keep's boss. I told you guys you can go there, but you can't progress after the boss unless you have a specific key item, which you get from here. That's that item. So now we can progress that zone. So before you head out, I do recommend resting here. That way we can go ahead and grab the Archdeacon set. Now we'll, just stay on the path. If you guys want to go spend the souls and check out the boss, remember that you can. I plan on doing so, but we need 15,000 souls for something we're about to do. We have to do it. It's part of the quest, so I would just don't even think about those souls. You can get them back, but we really need them for what we're going to do. So now that he's down, this guy really sucks, this version of the knight. He's got the ultra great sword. Yep. Look how fucking fast he is for how big his ass is, dude. Like, it's crazy. But his damage output's pretty extensive. Aw, where's my backstab, you dick? Yeah. I told you, he sucks. Oh, wait till you see what's to come. We have to go on the banisters up top and fight like fucking 4 of these guys. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. This is just one on the flat ground. Yeah, wait till we gotta walk up top. You're gonna have to fucking love it. So you can get his weapon. It's one of the better weapons in the game as far as a basic weapon. You can only be farmed. Super good. I didn't think we'd get it. It's a rare drop. But yeah, super good ultra great sword. Really nice. Now you do have a bonfire close by too if you want to farm it, but he's a hell of a fight. So going down, the only real item here is an ember. Thank you. Give me your mace. Give me something. Now, a lot of these guys are just kind of sleeping on the job, so make them pay for it. way, get your ember. I'm going to check the time too because... Alright, we're only at 25 minutes. Yeah, so we'll go a little over, but we're going to get all this done. Awesome. So going all the way through, you're going to get a lift right here. This takes you to the main gate. Now, when we get up where we're going, we do need to homeward bone out, so you guys want to put one on. So this is your main gate. That shortcut we got outside where we dropped that ladder. You can take that side path from Cleansing Chapel if something were to happen, and just run straight back to this point. So, if you guys remember those levers we pulled to raise those banisters to give us a walk point up here, that's where we're going now. So as soon as you get down here, you're going to get someone that looks like Sigurd of Katarina, the Onion Knight. He is very much not. He has thrown Sigurd in a well and stole his armor. So we're going to have to buy this armor back for Sigurd's quest, or you're going to get Grey Rat killed, miss some of the best weapons and more upgrades that are really hard to come by, and fuck that quest up. And you'll also fuck up Sigurd's quest, costing you a Titanite slab. And there's only like 5 or 6 in a single playthrough, so we have to do this. We want to do this. So this is actually Patches. If you played any other Dark Souls game, you know Patches is the guy that always shows up at some point to absolutely fuck you over. And that's what he's going to do here. So he's going to tell you treasures on the other side of there. You go. He's going to drop the pillar because he thinks the giants are still alive and he wants you to get killed. That's his whole thing, is getting people killed so he can rob them. Okay. So, as soon as you start running across, you're going to get a cutscene right around here. Then we're going to go back, find him, and he's going to tell us the armor's cursed. It's making him do bad things. He got rid of it. It was all a misunderstanding, as he typically does. Very cowardly.
Thought you could outwit an onion.
It's so funny. All these people want to try to make it sound like they've played every Souls game, so they tell you, "Oh, I love Patches." What a fucking stupid thing to say. The guy literally shows up in every game and kicks you off a cliff, or completely fucks you over. There is nothing to love about him. Like, we get it. You've played Souls games, bro, but no one likes Patches. Are you fucking kidding me? The guy sucks, bro. He's trying to drop us down here to get killed by giants, right? So, not exactly a friendly. Alright. So from here, we're going to jump to the Cleansing Chapel. Now, I'm not sure if you have to get his dialogue first, but we are going to go get Sigurd's dialogue before we go pick up his armor set and wrap up the area. So right out here, if you go to the right, you're going to see a well right here. Now, he's going to tell you that, the only way for him to escape is with his armor set.
Oh, I know that voice. It's me, Sigurd of Katarina. I'm loath to admit it, but I've been had.
I've been had.
Swiped my arm. Did you happen to see it? Oh.
So, haven't seen it, right? So now that we have that, we're going to go get him his armor. So, you can still complete his quest. You would just miss really good items. But what happens is you're going to progress through the game. And right now, through this shortcut, we're going to take this door we didn't do before. But what happens is we're going to send Grey Rat out to pillage later game. And if he is not out of that well, Grey Rat's going to get killed. If we drop him his armor, he'll be there to save Grey Rat's life. That's why it's so important, because I'm telling you, man, Grey Rat, wait until y'all see the weapons he's going to give us and the items he's going to sell us later. It's crazy. You don't want to miss it. So that's that guy, the one we did the outside with spamming bolts at you. So what we want to do is go on the left side here. We'll smack him, get a really nice ring. So the first time you kill him, he's going to drop the deep ring. So what the deep ring does, where's it at? Right there. So what the deep ring will actually do is that you have an additional spell slot. So if you are dabbling in pyromancy as like a physical build, you'll be able to get 2 spell slots. So it can be useful. Now going up, we're going to go to the left first for Axe Bro. Alright, dickhead. You're not going to fight us, we will definitely fight you. Now we get to progress going to the next left, I think it is. But there are some items we're going to get first. Pretty rare ones too. So let's wait on him. Hey, you were not supposed to be with him. Get a backstab. Thank you. Then there's nothing down here. If you want to just go kill the enemy, we can, but there's no actual item. Next one, yes. This one, no. Okay, that works too. So this is where those guys were dropping from, earlier on. Now, when you get to the second, this one does have a crossbow. It's your arbalist. There should be a guy. He usually just kind of comes from nowhere. And going down, you're going to see one thrall, then the second one will, pop up. Gonna take him, turn around. That's cool too. And then get your tongue right here. So like I said, pale tongues are really rare. You'll get 3. We got 1 from me, kind of hidden area in Undead Settlement. Then we got 2 here, so that's your 3. The others are going to have to be farmed. You can only respec 5 times, but that item is also used to strengthen your bond with covenants to get the other spells and rings you're missing for your platinum. You have to, strengthen your bond with every covenant to get your covenant items. So what you want to do when you get here is shoot all the way to the right. So remember I told you there's going to be a bunch of those, the knights. What are they called? The Deep Knights? Chapel Knights? Whatever the hell they're called. Thank you. Well, all the way over here on the right-hand side. Cathedral Knights. I'm just having brain farts. Cathedral Knights. So over here on the right-hand side, the good thing about this is we actually have a platform to fight this asshole. The other ones, you have to fight them on, this. What do you want to call that? Scaffolding. So it's really, really, really hard. So bless Jim. It's your first. You're going to naturally find. Now there is a way to kind of make them kill themselves, which I would like to show off. It's not guaranteed to work, but I'm hoping it does. It's pretty consistent, all in all. So some of them have crossbows they're going to shoot at, and they're shooting really big bolts because they're really big guys. So this will completely knock you off. So I will typically do is aggro him and just start running for that platform. So if he knocks himself off, great. If not, we have somewhere to fight him. Oh shit, I cannot see. If not, we have a good spot to fight them. But usually they fall off. That's okay. Oh shit, that's not. Yeah, usually they'll fall off, like I said. If not, we at least have... That should have been a backstab. We have a fair place to fight the guy. There's quite a few up here, guys. Quite a few. I'll take your sword. Greedy guts. Why do I just keep getting armor? I've gotten every drop from these guys with every playthrough, and I've never gotten their armor to drop before. I shit you not. Gauntlets, leggings, their weapon, helm. I have never got their armor drop. And we have gotten 3. We've gotten 3. That's crazy. Alright, so let's get back on the trail. Yeah, don't get hit by that. So he should start to follow us. So we're going to do the same thing with him, guys. So what I'd like to do is try to zigzag. Oh, he's still here. Usually if you zigzag, you'll get killed. Well, I was going through taking notes. Every single one of them fell. Now not a single one has. That's crazy. That's what I said. It's not guaranteed. It's usually consistent. If you're following along, I'm sure somebody's got them all to fall off, but not a single one fell this time. That is crazy. I've never seen this. But this is typically how it probably should go, how it's meant to go. Maybe I just got lucky and the game glitched or something. Come on down, Cathedral Knight. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, that's what you do. You're supposed to fight, remember? You're my enemy. You're supposed to be my enemy, you don't remember? What the hell? Hope they're not paying him. He's done a really shoddy job. Alright, so if you get over by where he came from, there's going to be a drop-off point. This is the only way to reach that other side where Patches was now, because he dropped those... I mean, I guess you can go all the way back down, raise the levers again, and then go all the way back up. This is much easier. You know what I mean? This is much easier. And I'm not even guaranteed if that works, because this is just the way I've always done it. Yeah, because there's the lever right there. That'll put you back over where you want to be, but you got to get to it. So talking to Patches now, he's gonna apologize, give you some bullshit consumable, and then we can buy the armor.
Oh. Oh.
Across the nation, arrested coin. And as I mentioned, anytime you meet an NPC, they always give you at least one gesture. So make sure if you met an NPC and they did not give you a gesture, you haven't exhausted their dialogue. Keep going through it. Can't miss it if you're going for platinum. So right down here, you can buy a shield if you want, if you like it. We're guaranteed to get it late game. It's kind of a waste of money, but we do need that, and that. You can get Patches leather armor set here. You can get parry dagger, shottle, wing spear. Pretty basic Dark Souls type weapons. Some consumables, typical shit. If you want to get everything in the game, there you go. So if there's consumables that I'm not using, so these are defensive consumables. So temporary boost fire damage absorption, just depending on what you're up against. They are nice, they are nice to have. But that's up to you guys. We're using pyromancies, don't need those. I mean, it's just like weapon buffs. I'll just use infusions or spells later on. Yeah, if you guys are using stuff, don't sell it. But if you're not, it's just free money. There. Make sure we get a level when we go back. Alright, so now we got that. We're going to keep following this around. So you're going to get a guaranteed item the first time you kill the guy straight back. Now, a lot of these guys are going to fall down. You see that? Kind of coming from everywhere. And these are the guys who use those maggots that's going to stick on you. They puke all over you. But we're right at a bonfire, so it doesn't matter. Now that guy straight at the end, this guy's going to drop us an item. So red sign soapstone. This is like multiplayer type stuff. So if you go all the way down, leave red antagonizing invasion sign. So that's used like if you want people to invade you, you leave those symbols, then they'll interact and they'll come into your world to invade you. Kind of calling out invaders like, I dare you. Now, we haven't really dealt with any invasions. I usually always play online. And it will be a little irritating, might slow us down a bit later in the walkthrough. But, if we go over, if we deal with them, we'll kind of teach you guys some stuff if you want to play around with it. I mean, hopefully, if we get invaded all the time where it fucks us up, we're just going to shut it off. But I'm hoping it happens at least once, so maybe we could, show you guys a few tips. Either way, once you get here, if you did get invaded, you were embered up, you fought the guy where we got the bloodloss sword and shield, his armor set will be right here. So that's your thorn set. Then we're going to join this covenant, get you guys a trophy. This is Rosaria. All the invaders are coming from her covenant, essentially. She's the one that hunts down people, and so if that's what you're into, this would be the covenant for you. So proof of the covenant, Rosaria's fingers. Then you could also respec. So if I wanted to respec my character, which I don't, I know exactly, what build we're doing, right? But if I wanted to, it brings it back down to base. With that being said, since we're at level 9, you got like 32 levels to play with. Put where we want. You're like, you know what, fuck it. Let me get my health up to 20, stamina 20, and I'm going to keep vitality light because I want to be a mage. And then you can just go heavy into, or whatever, whatever you want to do. So you will be able to change up your build. So it's nice to know where to do that at. But if you didn't go up top and find the right drop downs and stuff, this is, really easy to actually miss this NPC in general. Now, from here, before we go over our boss stuff, we're going to go back to Cleansing Chapel.
Merciful goddess, mother of the fallen.
I always forget to give him an extra smack. Alright, so throw armor down. This doesn't give us anything now, but trust me, the rewards later are quite substantial from doing this. And then you'll get the armor back too. If you're like, damn, I just paid 15,000. I wanted that armor. Don't worry. In game you'll get it back plus a weapon plus a shield. We don't even need to buy the shield. And then you'll get more Titanite. Because if you're trying to upgrade boss weapons, you guys know how rare Titanite scales are, and unique weapons, you guys know how rare Titanite, I'm sorry, Twinkling Titanite is. Well, if we keep Greyrat alive, remember he goes through later game areas, and if you reach, robs people and brings the stuff back, so he's gonna have Titanite scales, enough to get our weapon up there really early, like at the start of the mid game instead of at the start of the end game, right? It's a big jump. But he also has weapons that you don't find anywhere else. Colossal Greatsword that has lightning built in for once. And he's just got a lot of really good stuff. But yeah, really rare upgrades. I mean, you can't put a price on how important this step is because the rewards are so substantial, in my opinion. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to snatch up a level. Hopefully get that vitality done at least. Oh, one level short. That's okay. We're close. And going over the boss soul, well, yeah, let's get this out of the way first. So this is Henri and Horse's next, step to their quest. So they went looking for Aldridge. They could not find him. The casket was empty. They're going to tell you. So you're just going to interact with Horse first. Now this is going to move them on to their next step. So we will see them again, but not until after Fair to Keep. So remember, you need to do this. This ties into, for one, their quest, which gets you rewards such as rings and stuff like that towards your platinum. But it also ties into the hidden ending. So this is very important that we do not miss a step. If they're not here, you probably already messed up the quest. But if you followed along, obviously we are all where we want to be. Now, this is good for mage builds. Now, this doesn't look that crazy. Soul of Deacons of the Deep, you have two items. You either have their weapon, which is weird. So it's got a faith requirement, but it has scaling into intelligence. So this is a int build, probably dex int or pure int. So it's like a one-handed straight sword, but you can also cast with it. So instead of getting heavy attacks, you'll be able to cast spells, and then light attacks are going to do physical and magic damage, right? Spell buff at 60. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There are enemies that drop similar items. It's not the boss version, but it's still a really good version where you don't have to worry about it. Now, Deep Soul. This is just a regular projectile like Soul Arrow, but it's using like dark magic, right? Fire darkened soul sediment. So, if you're doing like a dark build, it's just a straight up projectile, but it's dark, so it's really powerful. So if you just want like a solid, nice, strong projectile to go with your mage build, that's what you'd go with if you're trying to do dark. So that's really good. Now, for your platinum trophy, you guys have to get all weapons, all rings, all spells, everything from bosses. So, like I said, that takes at least 3 playthroughs because most boss souls, I think there's only one that has 3 choices, but most have 2. So you're like, okay, well, that's 2 playthroughs for platinum. Well, you get late game, there's one that has 3 choices, so that takes 3 playthroughs. Plus, some rings show up in New Game Plus 1, some show up in New Game Plus 2. That's why it takes 3 playthroughs, even if you back up your save for ending. So, but the first time, this is how I describe it. Like, you could be like, okay, first time I'll do all weapons, second time I'll do spells and rings. But the fact of the matter is if you have a boss soul and you don't want anything, the first playthrough, you should just pop it for souls. First playthrough should be dialing in a build. By the time you get to New Game Plus 1, you have an in-game build, you're ready, stats are good, weapons are fully upgraded. And then you should try to, get all of your items. Because, you don't want to miss out on free souls. Like right now, I'm not using none of this stuff. I could just pop all of them. That's 20,000 souls alone, 3,000, 3,000. 3,000. So that is about 30, 29,000 souls I could have right now if I wanted, right? So that is a way that you're going to want to think about it. Now, before we move forward, before we close out, I would like to go ahead and get in our next upgrade, get that on up to +4, as we will be using it for a bit. Then we got Sigurd caught up. So we should be good. I really would like to go and grab another level, but it's okay. I'll make a choice of what I'm going to be doing with my, boss souls when the time comes. For now, I'm okay. So now we're going to jump back to Fair and Keep. We got the quest item. We got everything caught up. There's no stone left unturned, so to speak. Now there is a little bit we could do to help get prepared for here, like switching up our loadout, but we'll do that at the beginning of next episode, as it will make more sense to do so. So with that, we're gonna wrap up here. Next episode will be Fair and Keep. This is probably another two-parter because there's quite a bit going on. Then after this, you're pretty much gonna enter the mid game. Mid game, late game. These are really big chunks of the game, but I would consider this to be the last area of early game, in my opinion. Yeah, that's when the game really gets started and things step up a bit. So either way, guys, we are going to wrap up here. Please subscribe for more walkthrough, and we'll catch you back here shortly.